former Kotobo coach, and of course now head coach for the Under-20 national team. And also, that was nice.
So it's time for the special guest, Tommy Okai. In private life these days he's known as Niayi Bonte.
And is greeting the officiating officials, plus the players will be kicking the ball this afternoon, or you want this evening. But here in studio, we're going to talk a bit about that. And we're zooming into live commentary. You can watch us also on TV, on Channel 1 TV. Whatever that's happening in the studios, you get opportunity to see it live on screens as we join the feed on the field as well. I know your Sunday already started smooth. But all of that action happening across Europe. And here in our country, it's a special edition. As part of the celebration here, the Homowo celebration here in the Greater Accra. Part of Ghana. We get to start with something peaceful. I'm in the studios with Kobna Mafo, and indeed we'll be getting to talk a little about this before we take you to the Accra Sports Stadium. Well, the players have got a bit of second to warm themselves up into the game. Kobna, what kind of game do you anticipate? Welcome. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, so I feel like it will be a very interesting one, especially for House of Folk. There'll be a lot of pressure on them, especially when they play the President's Cup and they lost against Asante Kotoko.
Mm-hmm.
This is another charity cup that they have to win, that the fans want them to win before they play the Gaka Top 4 on Wednesday. So they'll play against the same Heart of Lion side. So this is a very big one that we expect them to do better. But for Heart of Lions, they'll take this game as a game that they also have to win for their fans. They have to win for their people. And it's a big one. Last year, they played the same one and Heart of Oak won by penalties. So I'm sure this time around, Heart of Lions will be coming there for revenge and trying their best to win this game. So it's a big one for both sides, and I expect a very good game from them.
So wherever you're doing the listening live on Radio 97.3 City FM, you have to put on your TV as well, because you'll be watching the game live on Channel 1 TV and also watching what's been happening here in the studios as well. He mentions Accra. So this is the Gbese Mantse Homowo Peace Cup. So the whole initiative behind this is to create that unity, a symbol of unity for the people. For Accra, so focus Benjamin Asari in post as the goalkeeper. We have Amankwa Befi in jersey number 11. In jersey number 12, we have Ransford Mensah. Ali Mohammed wears jersey number 4. David Opon Afrani wears jersey number 46. Hamza Issa is in jersey number 34. 9 is Doku Frank. Kelvin Osesibe wears 5. Rafael Amponsa is in jersey number 6. And George Paku is in jersey number 19. Baba Maru also wearing jersey number 48. These are the guys who are starting for Accra Folk this afternoon at the Accra Sports Stadium. I'll be finding out from Kobna what he thinks about this whole squad and what they are expected to do. Neta is in post in jersey number 33 for Heart of Lions. Hennessy in jersey number 4. Aban, who is the captain, wears jersey number 5. Ado is in 6. Sobin Jr. in 11. Enim in 14. Saki is in 8. Hotop is in 26. Pong or in 28 jersey. Asante and Danso in 29 and 36 number jersey respectively. So it's Accra to folk up against Hearts of Lions this afternoon. And of course on screens you can clearly see those watching on Channel 1 TV. A massive respect paid to the 8 heroes, that's the 4 fallen heroes here in our country who were in line of duty. Quite unfortunate. So massive respect paid to them. I feel Nimado and his crew in putting together this tournament have done something terrific in also respecting what's happened here, and again using this game as a symbol of peace, uniting all of us, remembering us of in line of duty what these people contributed to the country.
Yeah, it's a great one from the organizers, especially Nimado. He has done so well. They've organized this charity cup very well, and also honoring the 8 legends who lost their lives. It wasn't a good news for all of us, but at least to honor them is a very good one from Animado and the team. And the team. Yeah, they've really done so well that we really need to applaud them. And I'm sure we are going to see a very nice game for both sides. That is Hearts of Oak and Hearts of Lions. You mentioned the lineup of Hearts of Oak, and you could see clearly that the game.
But Benjamin Asare, let's focus on him for a second. He's a Black Stars coach. He's had fine form for the club. There were suitors, people or clubs who wanted to engage him and have him play for them. You know, one island from South Africa and some few countries. He decides to stay, a while longer with this football club, and is I surmise instrumental in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, a very instrumental player for Hearts of Oak, also the captain of the side. So you could see clearly that when he's not there, you could see the players of Hearts of Oak don't really perform very well. When he's there, they perform very well. And in the past season, Hearts of Oak plays fourth. It's true, Benjamin Asari's good.
So Hulanunu is the officiating official. Sorry to take that away from you, but Hulanunu, the officiating official for people who are listening live on radio, you can also join in on 0549 986 996 0549 986 996 on our WhatsApp call. So we'll be picking those feed for you. But you're talking about the experience that Benjamin Asare brings on board.
Yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper, really helping Hearts of Oak. So I'm sure in this game he's really going to talk to the players, especially the game. I always put the game against Asante Kotoko also as a thing for Hearts of Oak because they played that game and that was Didi Dramani's first game for Hearts of Oak. So that game he wasn't around. So this game I'm sure he will do his best to win this cup for Hearts of Oak. But it's very difficult playing against Bashir Hayford's Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, I was coming to that. The experience of the two coaches. Yes. In the dugout.
Yes, and we are going to see a very good game. And if you see clearly, Hearts of Lions have really kept their players for about at least two seasons. So most of the players know each other very well. The captain of the side like this have played for the club for the past 2 seasons. And they have Kojo Obin Jr. and the rest over there. So it's a very big one for Hearts of Lions also. I'm sure they will want to win this cup and send it to Kwando for the people of Kwando to be very happy. But Hearts of Oak will not want them to just come and take the cup and send it to the Volta region. So it's a big one that Hearts of Oak really needs to take their time. There's a lot of pressure on Masudi Didi Dramani. He has to get the results. If he doesn't get the results, there will be a lot of pressure on him that he's not doing something right. So he just needs to find ways and means to win this game.
All right, interesting stuff to be happening at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, if you've not gotten there yet, you still have chance to make sure you get into that space and watch the game live from the Accra Sports Stadium. If you're unable to make it, join us on Channel 1 TV. There's a live feed. Players on the pitch in just a jiff. They will be kicking the ball. The Accra Hearts of Oak kicking from right to left, and Kwando Heart of Lions kicking from left to right on your screens. So you join us to bring in your live feed on radio as well. You get to enjoy once again. Then we'll come back and break everything down. Heart of Oak have a new coach. Bashir Hayford has been with the Heart of Lions for a minute, and of course, last season they looked like they wanted to win the trophy, but it did not happen. So let's see what pans out from that. Whether they will want to win a trophy immediately to stamp on authority going into the season. This is a pre-season activity. It helps our clubs fine-tune themselves, proper for the upcoming Ghana Premier League, which commences later next month. So let's get into the live feed at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's Heart of Lions up against Accra Heart of Oak. We join the feed. You watch us on TV on Channel 1 TV. When we return back in studio at a break, we'll get to talk more. Come on, your predictions finally before we
go. A 0-0 scoreline.
First half.
Yeah, first half.
Cool. We'll return after this.
The big centre back, Baba Damu. Befi. He's made a mistake, but Ali recovers for him. Good switch to the left. Here is Hamza Isa for the Phobians. Here's Kelvin Osei-Sibe. Back to Benjamin Asari. Good move by Ransford Mensah. Adamu's cross deflected and cleared away by Hennessy. Here is Baba Adamu. Goes down from the challenge of Heart of Lions, Dennis Hutto.
Good movement of the ball from Accra Hearts of Oak. Let's not forget they lost here to Kumasi Santi Kotoko. And you know, it was a game they played so well. Accra Hearts of Oak, they moved the ball so well, but then it was just, you know, just days into
the Phobians making inroads into the Lions territory. And Heart of Lions will get the advantage.
Too much time wasted on the ball there. That was a clear chance, you know, to have sent something into the box. At least there were about 2 or 3 Hearts of Oak players in the box waiting, you know, for that cross, but it never came. And you could hear that, you know, shout of displeasure from the fans.
Here is Kajopin Jr. He scored the first goal of this fixture last season, sensing a shot, but it just graces the face of the goalpost and goes out for a goal kick. Former Hearts of Oak player Kajopin Jr. He opened the scoring very early in last season's fixture at this venue, only for the Phobians to equalize late into the game and subsequently won on penalties.
Yeah, and you can still hear the Hearts of Oak fans now. Last year, I remember, like very early into the game, he sent like some shock waves, you know, through the stands, and Hearts of Oak fans just couldn't bear with that one. But he knows this defense. He's played it for them. He's played against them last season. He scored in the last edition of this tournament, and he knows just how to beat this Accra Hearts of Oak defense.
Ruben Hennessy, there's a push on him by Hamza. That's a good call from Julian Nunu. Hamza Issa just pushing Hennessy down, trying to gain advantage from that ball. Ebenezer Arban. He's lost possession. Here is Bayfi. And Ponsa was late, and Hennessy tidies up well for Lions. It's a corner for the Phobians.
Another direct intent from Accra Hearts of Oak, trying to, you know, shrink passes when they know there are spaces to attack. And they are set up this evening. A 3-5-2 gives them quite a number of players in midfield for them to win the ball. And that's what they are trying to do. Just place the overload over there, win the ball, and just transition very quickly.
Paku with a corner. Flicked away by Arban. It's an awkward fall by Amponsa, but he's fine now. Paku. Bayfi finds the new boy. Paku.
I believe if there are any lessons to be learned from this game, Hearts of Oak fans will be keenly watching how they fare in this game. After losing to Kumasi Santi Kotoko, they know that there's so much promise in this team since Masoud Didi Dramani took over. And they'll be hoping to see how this team fares. At least it gives them an indication how next season will be like.
Bismarck Enim. Hearts of Lions unable to get their passes right on that side of attack. That ball was meant for Yao Danso. Osei-Sibe almost giving the ball away, and Hearts of Oak have a goal kick.
I mean, we're still yet to find that, you know, telepathy in defense for them. Kevin Osei-Sibe has been a mainstay in this Hearts of Oak defense, but then Baba Adamu and then Ali Mohammed are the new inclusions from different setups. Accra Lions, Vision FC, sorry, for Ali Mohammed, and then also Golden Cake at Division 1 side for Baba Adamu. And it tells you it's going to gel up, but then it's going to take some time. Already we can see some lapses as far as communication is concerned in defense.
Danso. Lovely skill from Hamza. Here is Amponsa. Tries to find Duku, but the flag is up and Duku is offside.
Yeah, fraction offside there. Duku made that run a bit too early. That was a good ball over the top of the Heart of Lions defense. And it tells you the quality.
Former Hearts of Oak coach Abubakar Ouattara, these days an advisor to the board alongside Kotoko management member Kwabena Senso in the VIP stands a while ago. Here is Ruben Hennessy. Ali Mohammed's header for the Phobians. Here is Danso. Good play from Sido Asante. Kwesi Opon was the one with a beautiful skill a while ago. Enim. Bismarck Enim for Hearts of Lions. Back to Jason Nate. Hearts of Lions are without their first choice goalkeeper, Lawrence Osei, who had a great season for them last season. Partly the reason they performed so well in the Premier League. Obin Jr. with a lovely ball to Sido Asante. And Sido Asante has missed glorious opportunity, missed by Hearts of Lions. It could have easily been the opener for the Lions.
Obin Jr., what a pass from him to find Sido Asante. And we spoke about communication at the back. There was a lapse again, and positioning has been a problem for them. Hearts of Oak, I doubt they are used to this three-back system being played here today. And already they've been napping. That was a lovely ball through the middle. And Seedorf should be scoring that.
Here is Hamza Isa. Ransford Mensah's cross away by Urban. There's a foul committed by the new boy, George Paku, bringing down Yadanso in the process.
Not deliberate from the young chap. I speak about partnership in defense, and then you also talk about how he's going to also form that good partnership with Hamza Isa.
Amankwa Beifi wins the throw-in for the Phobians. Great resilience by Beifi. Amponsa checks onto Beifi, sends one in the box, and is cleared away by Hennessy. Mensah gives away possession, and Hearts of Lions will take over. Sido Asante. Great block by Asante. Now Danso to Hennessy. Hearts of Lions very calm and composed.
And we should be giving Hearts of Lions some credit. This is practically the same team that qualified from Division 1 about 3 years ago into the Premier League, and they've kept a chunk of that squad. And you rightly mentioned adding some quality in the likes of Kojo Bin Jr., Zlatan Abednego Tete last season, just to give them some, presence, and then also maturity really helped them. But then this is just the team we saw in Division 1. The likes of Kwesi Paul, quite a number of them, Hennessy, Arban. They've really served this club so well in the last couple of seasons.
Beifi with a good control. Duku, here is Beifi. Hamza wants it. Beifi goes slow. Now Amponsa Checks onto the right. Here is Duku. Cross intercepted by Aban. And Duku, he's been fouled. Akugri on the far right hand side on the lines. So
Duku is playing with so much energy, so much strength over there. Just good shielding of the ball. He wins it. You can see that clear trip.
Hearts have a free kick. Rafael Mensah and George Paku. Paku swings one in. Flicked away by Danso. Duku to Adamu. Here is Amponsan. Lovely turn from Amponsan. Good play from the Phobians, but they finally give it away. Here is Aban. Good chase by Duku. Now has of a corner from their pressure. It's a throw-in, I should say. Enim. Kwesi Pon. Clever defended from Adamu.
And the three-back being deployed is giving Hearts of Oak so much space, you know, to operate with. You can see that three-back or the three defenders are quite comfortable on and off the ball as well. But then, as the men in midfield winning all the balls, the second balls are going to Accra Hearts of Oak. And so far, you'd say it's really working to perfection.
Here is Bayfi. Flag stays down. Duku, he spotted Hamza's move in the box. Hamza goes in for it, but it's a good catch from Jason Nate. You can talk about one of the most consistent central defensive partnerships in the Premier League over the last 2 seasons, and you can't mention without emphasizing on the importance of Aban and Hennessy to the cause of the Lions.
I think that has been their trump card since gaining qualification. It's keeping a chunk of the players, and you can hardly tell how they do it, but they always manage to get it done, with the players knowing in any hesitation to move away from the club. And I believe that partnership moved Aban onto, you know, the spotlight, earning him some call-ups to the national team last year.
Esebe finds Paku in midfield. Here is Adamu. Kind of a brilliant campaign in the FA Cup. Formed a very solid partnership with Gripman in central defense for the losing finalists in last season's FA Cup, Golden Kick FC.
It's not surprising both centre-backs and themselves have moved to Premier League clubs. At a Gripman currently with Samatex, and then also Babadamu playing for the Phobians. And you'd say the ceiling is quite high for them.
Here is Aban. Comes under pressure from Duku. Nates ball in. Adamu wins the aerial battle, and Ali finds Osei Sibe. Good play from Enim. Ruben Hennessy. Very calm build-up. Really know what they're about, Hearts of Lions. Opin Jr. trying to pull 1-2 for Huto, but Osei Sibe commits the foul just outside the box.
That was a bit combative, but then Huto was a second late, to read that pass. It was a good pass into space for him, and Osesibe using the arm unfairly there on Huto.
Bismarck aiming to take the free kick for Hearts of Lions. I've seen Ishmael Ado just go join him. Ishmael Ado will fancy his chances of bending one from that left-hand side with a right foot of his. If he doesn't, then obviously Enim will get an outswinger with his left. But it looks like it will be Ishmael Ado. Lions have a free kick, and Julian Nuno will have a word for those players trying to go at each other right in that 18-yard box before the free kick is taken.
Some heckling in the box.
So he's caught up Obin Jr. and Osesibe. These are two former teammates, know each other so well. Free kick for Hearts of Lions. Ishmael Ado steps forward, and Ado swings one to the near post. No problems for Asari.
You rightly mentioned either his in-swinging cross or the outswinger from Enim, and just look at that. That was good technique, good bend on the ball. To take some more to beat Benjamin Asari from that angle.
Here is Asante. Ruben Hennessy will go to his captain, Ebenezer Arban. Arban checks on to the left and he finds Bismarck Enim. Enim represented Lions at the pre-match press conference before this game and spoke of their intentions of winning this competition after the Phobians beat them on penalties last season to win it. Obin Jr.
Now the two of them coming close again, and this time Kelvin Isibe gets in the upper hand. And you can see Obin Jr. trying to use his weight to his advantage. Finds Osesibe a bit diminutive, trying to add power and strength.
Ishmael Ado again to take the corner for Hearts of Lions. Ben Swanin away by Adamu for the Phobians. Here is Buto with a left-footed drive that goes over the top. Kwesi Pont trying to make inroads.
That was a good strike from the stance again, and that's the second shot for Hearts of Lions in the space of 2 minutes. They are asking quite a number of questions. It looks like the momentum just swung into their favor. Hearts of Oak been doing the defending for quite some time now. But there's a team with so much quality, Hearts of Lions.
Bayfi, Duku, stopped by Arban. Ishmael Ado. There's a foul committed by Rafola Ponsa. Just bringing down Emmanuel Oforisechi.
And it looks like they are growing in confidence now, Heart of Lions. They're keeping the ball so well, now finding men in open spaces.
Bismarck any for Hearts of Lions. Good switch to the right side. Here comes Yao Danso.
This is where their confidence comes to bear. Heart of Lions. They've been so comfortable on the ball in the past couple of minutes. Accra Hearts of Oak been chasing shadows.
20 minutes. Hearts nil, Hearts of Lions nil. Judge Paku pushed down by Yao down, so that's deliberate. Free kick for Hearts of Oak.
And the protest from Ruben Hennessy is, there's a body check, but he was just bundled over by Danso.
Hearts have a free kick on the left-hand side of attack, where Judge Paku have stepped up alongside the left back, Ransford Mensah. Good play. Hearts have a corner. That was tricky from the youngster.
That was a good save by Jason Nati there. That nearly caught him off guard.
Paku sends another cross in. There's an appeal for a handball, but it's rather against Ali Mohammed. Ishmael Ado switches to Yao Danso on the right side. Danso has seen the movement of Sido Asante, but Adamu does well to recover and stop Asante from any problems towards the Phobian area. Here's Hazabok's Hamza Isa. Hamza goes down from the challenge of Ruben Hennessy.
And you could see how he's been tailing Hamza Isa, from a very, very deep area all into the midfield area as well before tripping him. And Hamza hasn't really had enough of the balls. He's not really received enough of those good balls.
There's a poor cross from Ransford Mensah, the left back.
Quality of that cross a bit questionable there. Talking about both Duku and Hamza Isa not being fed so far in this game, and you can see frustration setting in for both of them.
Ali Mohammed showing great desire to win the throw-in for the Phobians. Played for Ashanti Gold, Hearts of Lions, and last season was on the books of Vision FC. The foul against Amponsa.
Earlier in the game, you could see Heart of Lions struggling to advance the ball because Heart of Oak had the overloads in midfield. Now they're trying to, play through the wings, where you have Chrissy Paul and then also Obin Jr. on the left-hand side. We've seen a couple of balls being fed to them, and they've really done a good job trying to just advance it into the attacking third.
Jason Nate. And him can get with Bayface ahead of him. But Hearts of Lions are able to clear their lines. Ended up conceding the throw-in at this point.
Yeah, but then the press of the ball was good. A bit of pressure on Jason Nate, who decided to go a bit long. And just overhit that.
Masoud Didi Dramani will be leading us into next season's Premier League. He's a Premier League winner with Asante Kotoko. and he knows the pressure this job demands. That's good skill from Yao Danso, but the Phobians will take possession. Here is Mensah. Now Asari.
And that was a bit miscued by Benjamin Asari, trying to hit that one infield with his weaker left foot.
Here is Danso. Obin Jr. steals possession. Obin Jr. so close. Obin Jr. always a threat when he's in his elements.
Such a quality player, so it's showing so much quality today. I decided to go solo over there, but then a good job he did to win it all alone and striking that from distance of balance. Shows so much desire to win that ball, Obin Jr. If there's any attacker from Heart of Lions, Heart of Oak should be worried about, it's certainly their former player.
Not too close like I earlier thought, but the effort was just brilliant from Obin Jr. to win possession in the manner in which he did and to get a shot on, missing that target. Also on the bench for Heart of Lions is former Asante Kotoko captain Danny Onyejay, assistant Bashir Effort, a coach who coached him during his days at Asante Kotoko. These days he's assisting him at Heart of Lions. Hearts in possession. Hamza Isa for the Phobians. Duku has made the run. Paku goes on the left. Hamza hangs some possession. Here is George Paku to the middle, and here's one for Amponsa. And Amponsa loses possession to the displeasure of the Phobian faithful, and Obin Jr. will make the solo run. Here is Obin Jr. Hearts of Lions get the free kick. Julian Nuno had earlier tried to play on.
And again, using the strength and sheer pace there, Obin Jr. Just look at that. Not the cleanest of tackles there, but then Heart of Lions are really making good use of the quick, breakaways, the quick counter-attack, which Heart of Oak are failing to do. Spending a second or more before making those split-second decisions, really costing them in transition.
Ebenezer Aban, the captain, to take the free kick. He allows Ado. Kwesi Ponto. Sechi. Here is Hennessy. Goto can't control, but he wins the ball from Opon Frane. Here is Obin Jr. causing a lot of problems for the Phobians. It is Obin Jr., but he's stopped by Ali. Now Hamza has got Hennessy to beat. Hangs on well, Hamza, through the middle and finds Afrani. Adamu to Ali Mohammed. Opon is playing in an unusual midfield position. He's not playing it for the first time though, but he's naturally a central defender who has been slotted into that role by Didi Dramani, something Coach Watawa used to do last season.
Azali, he has the ability to find, pick up out his teammates, with that shots and long passes as well. He's so good at them. And that's why he's been deployed, in central midfield alongside Rafael Amponsa.
Here is Duku. Chance for the Phobians. Duku goes down. Referee Nuno says no. No penalty. Duku was expecting the referee to blow his whistle, but he had the advantage to have put the Phobians in the lead.
Over elaboration again. He was onside clearly from an onside position, and that was a good ball, but then that weight on him, on his back there, just look at that, a chip ball. Alban trying to deflect that one away. Duku gets it, and it's a Neem who does that magic over there. Brilliant from him. No, just trying to apply some weight on him, on balancing him, and that was how Duku just couldn't find his footing to place that one beyond netting.
Amankwa Baby. Here is Duku. Sends the cross into the out of bounds box. It's a header, but Hamza unable to find the back of the net. But that was a good effort from the Azabuk goal poacher.
This is what you need to feed him. Quality balls into the box for Hamza Issa, and surely he would definitely get one buried. But then just look at that, perfectly weighted. Hamza Issa, leans back a bit, suspends in the air, just heads that one downwards, trying to make it difficult for Jason Neti.
The Phobians beginning to ask questions of this Hearts of Lions defense, but this time Jason Nate is up to the task for the Lions.
And a Neem at left back for Hearts of Lions has been exposed in the last couple of minutes. It looks like Hearts of Oak are favoring that position to send in the balls, and it's really been working for them.
Good play from Danso. Now the move into the Phobian territory. Kwesipon checks onto his left, looking for, that's brilliant play from Kwesipon. Now Ishmael Ado. Wuto to Ado, drives one, misses the post by inches. Hearts of Lions just responding in the right manner after the Phobians threatened them a while ago.
End-to-end stuff, the 1-2 perfectly placed there, right in front of him. Just look at that, beautifully placed. Just one touch with the left foot, checks onto his right, and he only had to find the target there.
Asari is looking for Hamza Issa, but Aban heads it down for Hennessy to clear. Here is Kwesipon to Yao Danso. He's been also at right back. Tries to put one for Sido Asante, who heads the ball down for Huto. Hearts of Lions. Kwesipon swings in across. Obin Jr. is lurking in the box. Osesibe is first in the air. Obin Jr. lovely control. Here is Obin Jr. over elaborates but sends a cross that goes straight to Asari.
That's a decent job by Kojo Obin Jr. doing it all on his own. And it looks like he's just coming out on top anytime he faces Kevin Osesibe. This time, there's no presence in the box to connect to that one.
It's a good ball from Afrani, looking for Hamza. He comes up against Ebenezer Aban. Here is the Azabuk striker, tries to send a shot as it's blocked by Aban. Now, Mensah. Referee has whistled for Hamza Issa to be attended to. Seemed to have received the knock a while ago.
Yeah, I think it was that stride from Danso, who was trying to clear that one, making contact with the abdomen of Hamza Issa, and Masoud Didi Dramani not happy about that at all. Quite dangerous, he thinks it is.
Hatsabok have former Asante Kotoko employees on their bench. Assistant coach Abdullahi Ghazali, head coach Didi Dramani, and Ajay Issa, the goalkeeper's trainer. All of them have set Kotoko at a point in time. On the flip side, Bashir Effort also coach Kotoko, and on his bench is another Kotoko former player, is his assistant coach. Paku with a ball in, chance for Hatsabok, and that's the opening goal. Hatsabok are up by 1-0. Debut goal for Duku. Frank Duku has opened his current account for the Phobians. The former Vision FC striker have tamed the Lions with his opening goal. It's Hatsabok 1, Hearts of Lions 0. Frank Duku, the scorer.
Great goal, but then Heart of Lions failing to deal with the initial ball was where the problem started over there. And great thinking, the quick reaction over there, and you can see the Heart of Lions defender failing to deal with that initial ball. Wasn't a good ball, but then into space, and Frank Duku just lacking around. But that was a good goal.
He wouldn't be a happy man with the manner in which his side have considered the goal Bashir effort, and the Phobian fans have found their voices again. It's Hearts 1, Hearts of Lions 0. We've done 36 minutes at the Accra Sports Stadium.
That's just how you want to unsettle the nerves of your opponent. A good goal. We've seen Heart of Lions with a couple of set pieces in dangerous areas, but nothing to show for it. And Heart of Oak just punishes them with this one.
Obin Jr., can he respond? What a drive from Obin Jr. Now the Phobians will be lucky.
And he's been their dangerous man so far. He stays on side, isn't filled. Just takes that ball on the left. And again, it's just precision that has been his bane.
Here is Raphael Mensah, Ransford Mensah, Adamu. That's a heavy hit from Adamu. Too much on that one.
You wondered who he was trying to locate, at that region.
Bismarck Enim finds Obin Jr. Here's Esibe. It's been an interesting battle between Esibe and Obin Jr.
I'd say it's been fairly even between the two so far.
Absolutely. This time, Hearts of Lions will win the free kick just around the corner flank. After Sido Asante was brought down.
You're wondering why Heart of Oak would want to commit a foul in such a dangerous territory. But that was a needless one to give away at that point, especially when you've taken the lead not long ago.
And Ishmael Ado will once again step up for it. The other time it was between himself and Enim. Same scenario. Free kick for Hearts of Lions. Enim and Ado behind it. Enim goes in, but it's flicked away. Hoto. Good play from Sido Asante, but he's giving it away cheaply. And Hazabok will turn the heat on the Lions. Here is Hamza Issa. Can he get a second? Hamza is racing towards goal. It's Hamza, and he's made it 2-0 for the Phobians. Hamza Issa with a pure poacher's finish. The composure, the calmness. Hearts of Oak doubled their lead here at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's 40 minutes. Hearts 2, Hearts of Lions 0.
You understand why the fans are loud. And Hamza Issa with a proper poacher's goal, sprinting about half the length of the pitch. Just look at that onside there. Watches his back for a moment, and there's Aban rushing down, but then he calmly slots that one over there. Good ball from Paku over the top of that attacking defensive line of Heart of Lions. Just look at that. Aban did his best, trying to just nudge him, just trying to push him a bit, trying to unsettle him there. And then you talk about a striker who has scored close to 20 goals in the last 2 seasons. This is a mark of a good striker.
Hamza Issa doubles the lead for the Phobians, and Didi Dramani will be excited that his top striker has stepped up when it mattered most. Has 2, Hearts of Lions 0. 41 minutes. Last season these two teams met twice in the Ghana Premier League. The first game was on match day 2 on the 15th of September, Lions beat the Phobians by 2-0. Upon and Ishmael Addo scoring in that game. And in the second round, Hatzabok beat them on match day 19 by 1-0. Goal scored by Mauli Wayo to the penalty spot. And on this day, in the second edition of the Gbese Mantse Homowo Peace Charity Cup, goals from Duku and Hamza hands the Phobians a 2-0 lead before the break.
And always a delight if you have your attacker scoring for you in a game like this. And these are the key indicators, especially if you're a Hearts of Oak fan. You're seeing the attackers score. Last season they were struggling to get the goals because Hamza was on the sidelines for most of the season. But now he is fit, and that's where you want to see him. This is what you want to see him do. Just bang in the goals and send the fans on their feet.
42 minutes, 3 more minutes before the break. Hearts 2, Hearts of Lions 0. Asari sends one in. Hennessy's header. Opponent unable to control. Duku. Amponsa. Paku unable to control it well on his chest. Clever play from Bismarck Enim, but he gives away possession. Here is Duku, but nobody going up for that ball. They play with so much confidence at the back out of Lions. Good ball from Addo, looking for Kwesipon. He comes up against Mensah. Checks onto his left, try to create a space and shoot. He shoots and is blocked. And now Obin Jr. will get the ball on the far left-hand side. Here is Kujo Obin Jr. swings in across and is straight to Asari.
Great build-up, Heart of Lions. They have their tails up now. They are 2 down. They are looking for a quick response before recess. You can see the attackers doing all they can over there. Obin Jr. with another crossette. No, ordinarily he should be the one in the box trying to get at the end of that one, not the one putting in the crosses. Looking at his height and that presence, especially in the opposition box.
Few seconds to wrap up. First 45 minutes. Kujo Obin Jr. for Hearts of Lions. Outnumbered by the Phobians and goes on to commit the foul. We are doing 3 additional minutes. 45 minutes up already. It's Hearts of Oak 2, Hearts of Lions 0.
Yeah, Obin Jr. clearly the best player for Heart of Lions this evening. He's done so much, but I think perhaps maybe in the second half there could be some tweaks, tactically from Bashir Hayford. Maybe he would want to put Obin Jr. a bit central. He's been threatening, he's been good with the ball at his feet, but then you would want to play him down.
Hamza Isa for the Phobians. They want to make a move, but they end up giving it away for a Hearts of Lions throw. Ruben Hennessy. Ebenezer Aban, there's pressure from Hamza, but it's controlled by Ishmael Addo. He sees Enim's run on the left. He picks out Enim. Enim has got Manko Abethi approaching back in the middle for Addo. Yao Danso is all alone on the right side. He finds Yao Danso. Danso with a little flick, trying to find Seed of Asante and his strike partner, Huto.
It's been about them in the last couple of minutes. They're still searching for at least a lifeline before halftime.
We've done close to 2 minutes of the additional 3 minutes for the first half. Here is Bismarck Enim. Ishmael Ado for Hearts of Lions. The trail by 2-0 before the break. Can they pull one back before halftime? Obin Jr. on his weaker right foot, and Asari makes light to a cover. Good goalkeeping from the Black Stars, number 1.
Ghazali not taking any chances, especially looking at that whip. Obin Jr. again with a dangerous ball into the box. No one to attack there, but then Benjamin Asari with some good reflexes there. Black Stars goalkeeper for a reason.
Ishmael Ado to Yao Danso on the right side. Kojo Obin Jr. has switched from the left wing to the right wing. Here is Ado to Bismarck Enim. Enim wants to send a cross in, but he holds on to the idea. Osibe's clearance, hands Hearts of Lions on the throw. This might just be the final action of the half.
Yeah, that was that earlier ball again. Kojo Obin Jr. a cat-like, grab.
It's halftime at the Accra Sports Stadium. The 2025 Gbese Mantse Homowo Peace Charity Cup between Accra Sabok and Hearts of Lions. Goes from 2 attackers. The new boy from Vision FC, Duku, and Hamza Isa, the striker, who the Phobians have relied on in the last 2 seasons. Halftime at the Accra Sports Stadium. Hearts of Oak 2, Hearts of Lions 0.
Well, he was the discovery of the year and the foresight and the best awards in the year 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, several collaborations with Saturday, Pam Eugene, Snowboy, and many others. I present to you Jupiter.
Shot on target, had to focus, mastered it as well. Brilliant stuff from the Accra Sports Stadium. I have loved the quality of play from the 2 sides. And in the studio, I was saying something that should government put together, say 6 or 5, stadiums in the country and force all the Ghana Premier League clubs to play at that particular facility, bring in international people to bring our stadium to not do renovation but modification and modify the nature of our pitches to meet international standards. Maybe the Accra Sports Stadium. Say, okay, this side of the Accra Sports Stadium and the popular stand is not good. We want to break that side down and modify it, increase the capacity, and make sure it meets CAF standard. For example, 5 stadiums. So Accra Sports Stadium, Baba Sports Stadium, say Legon. There's Legon Sports Stadium in the picture as well. There's the Tamale Stadium in picture as well. There's the one in second year. What was the name? Sipon Stadium, for example. Yeah. Then there is the one in Sakwatu, which was recently built. TNA Stadium. Then there's another one. The one at Kumasi where Abrankasi Kwamiche Sports Complex. We have 7 that this class play the Ghana Premier League, and the Cape Coast Sports Stadium as well. Yes, nearly forgot. So about 8 of them, and they are playing this kind of game on the pitch. I feel it's instrumental. I feel it will bring the quality of play really out. It's 45 at the end of 45 at the Accra Sports Stadium. Hearts of Oak leading by 2-0, but do you think it has painted the picture of the occasion? They told us they're going to sell quality, good football. I listened to the presser from the 2 managers. Did you feel they sold something beautiful this afternoon?
Yeah, very good game from both sides. First of all, I'm sure if you're not really watching the game on Channel 1 TV and you're just there or maybe listening to commentary, you might think maybe House of Oak are playing most of the games, are getting most of the play, but you could see clearly Heart of Lions is also doing so well, but they are not fortunate. House of Oak has fortunately scored 2 goals, but we've seen very good play from both sides. They are doing their best to do so well. Masudi Dramani is playing a 3-5-2 system. The very first time that House of Oak is playing a 3-back system. So you could see when they started the game, most of the players struggled a bit. But later in the game, around the 15th minute of the game, that was
seemed to settle.
Yes, they settled down, and you could see clearly that the House of Oak players were playing so well. You could see a coach is really coaching them, and which is a plus for House of Oak. For Heart of Lions, they are playing also very good. The attack of Obin Junior, Seedorf, and Huto are playing so well for Heart of Lions also. They are doing their best to at least get a goal, but unfortunately for them, they are not doing that. Ishmael has also done his best for Heart of Lions, trying his best to get some of the balls, shoot some of the balls, but as usual, the Blasters goalkeeper is also doing brilliantly for Heart of Oak, Benjamin Asare. He's doing so well. You could see clearly that ever since Benjamin Asare went to the Blasters, you could see now clearly that there's a high confidence in him. Whenever he's in the post, he's not scared. He's able to do some good saves for the club, and that's a plus for Heart of Oak. But for Heart of Lions, they really have a lot of work to do in the second half.
Let's stay on that work that they have to do and put highlights on moments in the game. And I say football is about moments and chances. And I feel it is one that Accra House of Oak took and took quite interestingly. I mean, that free kick from the left side of attack in Heart of Lions area, it was a well-calculated move because the ball was kicked into space, onward approaching a defending player. Player was defending the kick. It just took a bounce and allowed a run from a phobia attacker. He crosses the ball and finds Doku in there, Frank Doku, who taps in that. It looks easy, but that's a brilliant technique from a set pick kick, isn't it?
Yeah, a very good one from House of Oak. Spot on. Hamza Issa had the ball, and as usual, if you're a striker, you have to be a fox in the ball striker, and that's what Doku also did. And when the ball was sent to him, he calmly scored for House of Oak. Yeah. This is his first game for House of Oak, and he's scoring his debut goal. It should give him a lot of hope, a lot of things that, at least this season, the coming season, I can do better for House of Oak. So the first goal was a very brilliant one from Accra House of Oak. Also, the second goal from House of Oak, Hamza Issa, brilliant one, a brilliant pass from the midfielders of House of Oak to Hamza Issa. And Hamza Issa did so well. He controlled the ball very well, ran into the box, and a perfect goal from Hamza Issa. For House of Oak, you could see clearly they are doing so well. They are doing something that Heart of Lions are missing a bit. They are making sure the chances that they get, they will at least score some of them. They'll convert it, and that's what they did in the 2 goals that they scored. For Heart of Lions, they've had a lot of chances. If you watch critically, you could see very well that the Heart of Lions team are creating more chances than Hearts of Oak. But what is Hearts of Oak people are doing is that they are making sure they are scoring their the chances that they get. But for Hearts of Lions, they are really struggling to convert the chances that they get. So it's really a very big thing they have to really do.
Fantastic. I mean, talking about big things that Lions would have to do. You've put the lights on Lions for a minute. That's why I don't want to move into that space. But you take a look at the second goal, for example. He gets the ball. They know they are on the offensive, but they have a number of the Heart of Lions players in their half. Talking about Accra, who were playing from right to left. At Accra Sports, so dependent on of course, if you're watching your screens on Channel 1 TV, the game we just watched, Hearts were playing from right to left. Look, he gets the ball. He realized that he has a number of Heart of Lions attackers or footballers in his area. He sees the run from Hamza, and then he lays in a long ball. I was for a second thinking it was an offside, but he was able to mark his run and measure the angle of his kick, got around the D, saw the goalkeeper's movement, and just poked the ball on the left-hand side of the goalkeeper, because goalkeeper was rightly diving to the right. I mean, talk us through that process. What do you think, has sunk into the minds of the Phobian footballers from the technical bench to be taking these moments in the game?
You could see clearly now when at least Hearts of Oak gets any should I say there's an opponent attacking Hearts of Oak right now. They try their best to get at least 2 players at the top there, so that at least when there's a counter, those 2 players will do something for them, and they make sure those 2 players that they get are very sharp attackers. They have the speed, and Hamza Isa has the speed for Hearts of Oak. So as soon as the ball was just passed to him, you could see how he ran when he had the ball, and perfectly he scored a goal for Hearts of Oak. So I'm not surprised. You could see a coach is doing something for Hearts of Oak. Masoud Didi Dramani is doing something brilliantly for Hearts of Oak. He's trying to let the players know that this is what I need, this is what I want, and that is what the players are doing, and that's good from Hearts of Oak.
Oh, that's quite interesting. Let us know what you also think on 0549 986 996. What's your analysis of the first 45 of that game between Accra Heart of Oak and Heart of Lions? Let us know in the Homowo. This is the Homowo Peace Cup, brilliantly. It's a charity cup which fosters peace and unity in our part of celebrating culture. So let us know what your thoughts are in relation to this on 0549 986 996 on our WhatsApp console. Then we'll know exactly from you if you're watching the game, or if you are not watching the game, when you are heading towards home. So it's a Sunday. We've got a game live for you on TV, on Channel 1 TV, and you'd have that exclusive, pleasure to watch the game from the comfort of your homes. For Heart of Lions, a coach in a caliber of Bashir Hayford, a former Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Ghana Premier League winning coach, a former Ashanti Gold Ghana Premier League winning coach. Then you get him at Heart of Lions. The team nearly went on relegation. He manages to sustain the team in the league. What do you think he should be feeling in that space where he is? Should he be a disturbed man? Because you're trying to play some solid quality passing sort of football, and all of a sudden you have an infringement. It results to go. You are trying to press. They play the ball over your players, and it results in goal as well. 2-0 down.
For Bashir Hayford, I'm sure what he'll be telling his players going to the second half is that they have to make sure they get at least one early goal from the 45th minute to at least the 60th minute. If they at least get one goal, the scoreline will reduce a bit to 2-1. Then maybe later in the game, that is 30 minutes later, they can at least get some other goal to just equalize, to take the game straight into penalties. But it's very difficult. You have to make sure you play the same tempo that you are playing right now. Sometimes if you are not careful, this 2-0 breaks down the players, and when they come in the second half, they don't play as good as what they were doing in the first half, but they just need to keep up with what they were doing in the first half, play the good ball that they were playing, and try their best to do better, do well, and convert their chances when they go in front, because they get all the chances for the club, but they don't convert them. That is what they have to really work on it in the second half. Whatever chance that they get in the second half, they have to score, and they have to score quickly as soon as they enter into the second half, because as the game is prolonging, 70th 80th minute, you could see clearly that that is when maybe they will see that Hearts of Oak has already won the game. Since it's 2-0, they need to get at least one goal from the 46th minute to at least the 60th minute. They get one goal, then later in the game they get another goal, but it's very difficult for Hearts of Lions.
Let's talk about Hearts of Oak's goalkeeper for a second. There's a feed I read from Hearts of Oak's X handle, and it says Lions would attack. The incident happened in the 45th plus 3 minute. So it says Lions with an attack. Obin Jr. delivers a fantastic cross into the box of the Phobians, but nation's #1 goalie says no way. I love the tweet. I mean, talk about Benjamin Asari, and how he's fared in the first 45. There was one cross into the area where he had opportunity. He could have just punched that ball out of play, but he caught it. How has he been so far for you in the first 45?
Before the game, I said Benjamin Asari keeping the post for Hearts of Oak is a very good one for them. He's going to bring a lot of confidence to the Hearts of Oak defenders and also players, and he has done exactly that. In the first half, he has done so well for Hearts of Oak, kept the post so well for them. He has instructed the defenders to do what they have to do. When he's in the post, you could see clearly that he's giving good instructions to the defenders not to mess up. Because when the likes of the other goalkeepers, what's the name, Inketia and other goalkeepers also come in post, you could see clearly they don't really command the defenders so well for Hearts of Oak. But when Benjamin Asari is in the post for Hearts of Oak, he commands the defense so well for them, and that is one good thing as a goalkeeper. And you could see clearly that when he's in post, his confidence is top notch. And as I said, when he went into the Blasters camp and he came back, you see now the confidence of Benjamin
It's much
Asari,
more refined and what have you.
That is it, and you can see clearly he's doing so well for the club. He's been brilliant in this game, and I'm sure in the second half he will try to talk to the players, and as a captain of the side, he will tell them to just keep their heads cool. The 2-0 shouldn't enter into their heads too much, because with 2-0, that is football. Someone can just score 3 goals within the next. They have 45 minutes. Someone can just score 3 goals. So they just have to keep their heads cool and make sure they keep these 2 goals, or try to score more goals in the second half. So with Benjamin Asari, top notch from him.
All right, so some few major performances happening at the Accra Sports Stadium as it stands, especially because they promised us some bit of performance. So Sami Enimado and his crew, putting all of that in the mix for the Homowo Charity Cup 2025. A brilliant spectacle it is at the Accra Sports Stadium with amazing performances and dance, painting the culture and tradition we have here in the country. What do you anticipate in the next 45? Your thought are welcome on 0549 986 996. We know your thought. We'll read it out to the world. Wherever you're doing and listening from, this is 97.3 City FM on radio and on TV. We are live on TV as well. It is Channel 1 TV. So tune into Channel 1 TV. You see the feel of cultural display at the Accra Sports Stadium, and you see us in the studio with our analysis as well. Well, 45 is gone. For a coach, when I was, in the dressing room with a coach, and it's at the break, and we get into the dressing room, what's most happen is that the first 5 minutes is for relaxation. The players would have to cool down, because then it will be a bit of shifting blame, in incident that happened in the game. So you try and cool down, and then you receive instructions.
Because they've created a lot of chances in the first. They created a lot of chances in the first half, but they weren't able to convert any of them, which they are doing so well, but they just need to work on a lot of things. For Heart of Lions, I felt like Ebenezer Aban needs to just up his game a bit. He's the captain of the side. He has to make sure he talks to his defenders very well. The first goal like this from Heart of Oak, it was lack of concentration from the Heart of Lions defenders. The same thing for the second goal. It was his mistake. He moved forward so much, not spotting Hamza Issa's run, and unfortunately for him, it was too late when he got closer to Hamza Issa and he scored a goal for Heart of Oak. So Ebenezer Aban needs to really sit down to reflect on the first half and try his best to do very well in the second half. He has to put up a very good performance in the second half because he's the captain of the side. He has played with the team for very long and he has to do his best to make at least the team do well in this Homowo Charity Cup. But for Hearts of Oak, I've not seen any player that has any fault so far. They play so well as a team and it's very good from Masudi Dramani. He's doing so well with the players, trying his best to get the right place, the right time for the players to perform very well, and it's very good from Hearts of Oak.
This is 97.3 City FM, and it's Phobia who have the lead. And indeed, we have been sending the signals for you to know what exactly the feel is for at the Accra Sports Stadium, and of course, bringing you live the very latest on radio and on TV as well. So you get to watch us on TV, on Channel 1 TV, on radio, on 97.3 City FM. Let me go through a few of your messages, and I'll be reading them for you as well. So in a very shortest possible time, the second half will be unfolding at the Accra Sports Stadium. And indeed, it's Phobia who are leading by 2-0. Kobna have shared his thoughts in relation to what he saw in the first 45. And we would welcome yours on 0549 986 996. Before we get to the Accra Sports Stadium in a jiff, what do you said you see 0-0 in the first half?
Yeah,
but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Yeah, it
so
didn't
what
happen.
your summation in the entire game? What do you think?
I just feel like Hearts of Oak getting a 2-goal lead in the first half. I just feel like Hearts of Oak would just
So your
go on
prediction?
to Hearts of Oak to win.
Let's get back to the Accra Sports Stadium. It's Accra Hearts of Oak 2, Kpando Hearts of Lions 0. This is the Charity Cup, the Homowo Charity Cup. Let's get to that. The Accra Sports Stadium for the second half. We'll return shortly.
Clever play from Mensah. But Hearts of Oak will give away possession again. Here is Hutor. Now Ishmael Ado. He's got Enim on the left. He finds Bismarck Enim, the left back. Tries to put one through for Upon, who swings across in. Well intercepted by Ali. And Osesibe does well to keep it in. Gets it away into the half of Hearts of Lions. And Urban heads it down to Enim. Here is Ado. Ebenezer Urban, the captain for Hearts of Lions. 2 seasons ago, he had a very amazing season with the Lions. It was a season in which they struggled, but he was a standout performer. Flag goes up, Sido Asante offside.
Yeah, and Hearts of Oak beginning the second half with the high line. They've been comfortable on the ball with that 3-5-2 formation, the 3 centre backs. They've been really on their toes and always trying to play with the high line. They know there's so much risk associated with it, especially when you are committing about 4 or 5 men towards the press. But then it's worked for them to perfection so far.
Isibe hands possession to Hearts of Lions. Trying to make their way into the Hearts of Oak danger area.
Hearts of Oak nearly played themselves into trouble there. For a team with a 2-0 cushion, you need to be more comfortable on the ball.
Hearts have the advantage now.
was expecting the biggest tweak from Coach Bashir Hayford to put Kojo Obin Jr. more central due to that height and also aerial presence. But then he keeps Seed off as the arrowhead with Kojo Obin Jr. switching places from left to right, and maybe he could still cause some havoc to the Accra Hearts of Oak defense.
Asante is bitten in the air by Ali. Here is George Paku. He hangs on to the ball too long, and Duku will take it for Mensah, who finds Adamu. Now here is Ali Mohammed. He's fitted in so well since arriving from Vision. At least they are better than when the game began. And Duku goes in for it. Flag goes up. Offside on the part of Azabok's striker Frank Duku.
I'd call that questionable a bit. The run was made from deep, and there you can see even before the ball was lifted over the top of the Heart of Lions defense, and that's why he's asking questions, Duku. That was just a chance for him to double.
He scored twice against Kotoko when Vision FC beat Asante Kotoko by 3-1 during the last Premier League season, and he's opened his scoring account for the Phobians in today's fixture. Here is Raphael Amponsa. He's trying to put one through for Duku. Duku comes up against Hennessy. Paku. Adamu. Not too sure what intended to do Duku.
And it's quite confusing, the roles of Paku in this team. He's really been a freelancer so far. I'd say not really stuck to a single position. But then we saw that good pass from him, set up Hamza Isa for the second goal, and he's been so efficient.
Out of Lions, but Azabok will tidy up well through Paku. Here is George Paku. He goes down from the challenge of Arban, and Nuno whistles for a free kick. I tell you what, he's been brilliant for Azabok this evening. He's a product of Kowa Nason Football Club, a feeder club for Accra Lions, and he's barely put a foot wrong in this evening's game. He will be one man to watch for the Phobians next season.
Definitely, we've seen quite a number of players, come through the ranks of Kowana to Accra Lions, a team that entertains, so much. And today we've seen, the likes of Paku would put up such performances, and Kakari would only question when he's going to get some game time, because the kid has been flawless so far this evening. And I believe that's what Heart of Oak fans would want to see when the real season starts.
His dexterity and his ability to pick out his teammates, the calmness and composure with which he executes those moves is just awesome. Seed of Asante, signs of frustration for the big striker.
And again, you could see Kojo Jr. not able to complete that pass, and Seedorf just barges into Ransford Mensah. And Mensah, also playing as a left wing back, really hasn't been exposed. And I think maybe if it should work for Masoud Didi Dramani.
Here is some Amankwa Baiti for the Phobians. Can they get their third? And Duku has missed, but the flag was even up for offside.
That was a good chance for Accra Hearts of Oak. They have their confidence up now, and they are going in set for a third. But then again, just look at that. From deep, the run was made, and Duku made sure he wouldn't get in an offside position for that one. But then they had will only go wide.
Jason Natas' ball. Ali beats Seedorf to it. Afrani Daswa to pick out Mensah. He's up against Yao Danso. Goes to Adamu. Adamu to Ali. Here is Kelvin Osei-Sibe. These two teams will meet again on Wednesday when the Galco Top 4 begins They equally have 2 games in the Premier League, and Duku on his bike flag is up, and Duku is offside.
Yeah, the third offside in quick succession for Accra Hearts of Oak. And again, you can see tight call there by the official.
Hearts of Oak not making most of that opportunity that was being created. Derek. Hamza Issa, can he get a third? It's a poor effort. Paris' own standards, Hamza Issa.
Down the stretch, Hearts of Oak exhibiting signs of so much energy, stamina levels, really reflecting here. Hamza Issa trying to hit that one from a distance. Be thinking maybe taking a control, further into the box would have aided that finish. But then with his confidence also oozing there, just decides to test the goalkeeper from a distance.
Abin Junior can't find Huto or Seisibe. It's a masterclass defending, and here is Amankwa Befi. He picks out Rafal and Ponsan, and Duku is trying to make the run. Hamza is late for it, and Out of Lions will tidy up well. Here is Hennessy. He goes down, and Out of Lions will get the advantage.
And I think Masoud Didi Dramani will be fuming now. Decision making in the third half has been questionable, per the standards of Hearts of Oak. You've been thinking these players could be, a bit more quicker.
Abin Junior. Huto. Yao Danso can't get onto that one from Huto. Miscommunication between the 2 Hearts of Lions players.
And speaking about decision making in the third half, there's just poor quality being exhibited. Yeah, Hearts of Oak got 2 up, but then it could have been more for the Phobians. They've been or gotten themselves into some promising positions, but then questionable decision making hasn't really helped them.
Duku once again is offside.
Now that tight call there by the linesman, and just look at that. And I think the linesman is really having a tough day. With a quick rounds of Duku, Hamza Issa, and co.
Abin Junior wins the free kick from the tackle of Rafal and Ponsa right in the middle of the park. And Out of Lions will ring a number of changes. They're coming up with 3 substitutions. Hearts of Lions will bring on 3 fresh legs. Kwesi Pong has gone off. Samuel Boama gets his chance as Dennis Huto exits the pitch.
Jersey number 28, Kwesi Pong out. Jersey number 7, Aka Ejebu. Jersey number 18, Obori Sachi out. Jersey number 46.
Hearts of Lions, can they pull one back? Nope. Asare dives onto that one and picks up a knock in the process.
Needless. One would argue that one of the best signings Accra Hearts of Oak has done in the last couple of seasons was to bring Benjamin Asari into this team, really stabilize their defense. Such a quality goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari.
Here is Paul Atta, one of the new inclusions cross goes in. Osesibe heads it. And Adamu will finally get it away. Ishmael Ado, beautiful turn in the midfield. Adamu gives away possession to Obin Jr. He tries one from a distance, and Benjamin Asari was nearly beaten to it. It's a corner for Hearts of Lions.
That was close, but then that hit from Obin Jr., Hearts of Lions' best player this evening. Just look at that, takes a dink. Asari not expecting that, but then his chest doing the magic for him, preventing Heart of Lions from, registering their first goal in this game.
Hearts of Lions have a corner. Besmak Enim, the left back, to take it. He swings one to the near post, and Adamu will head it to ricochet. Paul Atta for a Hearts of Oak goal kick.
He could be feeling a bit, sorry for Kujobin Jr. He's exhibited so much quality. He's played with so much courage and confidence. They still not really had the right service and partnership up front, I believe. Not really seen so much from himself and Seedorf as far as, these two attackers for Heart of Lions are concerned.
Mensah, Baba Adamu, all the way back to Benjamin Asari. Hearts of Lions are two-time winners of the Galka Top 4 and once represented Ghana in the African Champions League, only to exit in the first round against Etoile Filante. Obin Jr. wins the corner for Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, and earlier on we saw 3 subs.
So Didi Dramani will go the Bashir Hayford way. 3 new players to be introduced.
I think Heart of Oak subs would have to hold on for now.
Until the corner is taken, Hearts cannot make changes. Enim's ball in the box and is cleared away by Paku, only as far as Hennessy. Switches to Ishmael Ado. Good move from Ado, very skillful. He does well to get his way through, but Paul Atta is stopped in his tracks. Atta wants to switch to the right hand side. And Mensah, lucky the ball had to get back to his goalkeeper because the Hearts of Lions player stood in his way.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of that from Accra Hearts of Oak. Quick transition whenever they have the ball. Heart of Lions are pressing very, very high up the pitch in search of an equalizer, and they are capitalizing on that with their quick passing from deep.
Certainly a foul by Raphael Amponsa.
Yeah, a bit boisterous from Raphael Amponsa.
Ishmael Ado has lost possession. Here is Duku. Yaman Kwabefi. Over elaboration, and he gives the ball away. Here is Aban. Tries to pick out Obin Jr., but Ali Mohammed ensuring that Obin Jr. will not gain the needed advantage.
They're playing a bit more narrow now, the 3 defenders of Accra Hearts of Oak. You can see the spaces in between them, and that has also allowed their fullbacks to tuck in a bit, making it more like a 5 at the back for them. It's making it even more difficult for Heart of Lions to penetrate, even with the pass or even through the 1v1 situations.
So Hearts of Oak will now have their chance to make their own substitutions. Raphael Amponsa has made way. Mohamed Hussein He's had a decent game. Ransford Mensah, the left back.
Just the best possible way for Masoud Didi Dramani to just counter that triple sub.
So Mawuli Wayo and then Enoch Esubontin will have their chance in this game. Duku, he thought he was going out, but Salomia blessed him to have made a mistake with the substitution board. So it is the youngster from Accra Lions, George Paku, who makes way for Enoch Esubontin. He's had a very, very good game this evening.
Decent game he's had, Paku, and it should be one for the future. Heart of Oak fans up on their feet, applauding, you know, that performance from the youngster. It's going to be a long season, and hopefully he could just win the heart of these Heart of Oak fans with some good performances week in, week out.
So, Wayo, Hussein, and Esubontin will get their chance to impress Didi Dramani. Here's Hussein, one of the brightest spots for the Phobians last season. Duku and Paku, it's fair to say they've given a very good account of themselves in this game for Didi Dramani's new look Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, and that's what every coach would want to, look out for from new signings heading into a very competitive season. There's a Gal cutoff for next week. Games will be coming up as well in the Democracy Cup as well for them to try and impress further, at least to stake a claim for a starting spot when the season starts.
Ali Mohammed. So Aban will pick it up. Here is Enim. Paul Atta to Enim. Back to Atta. Now Aban finds Hennessy right in the middle of the park. Hennessy goes right and he finds Yao Danso. Obin Jr. up against Mensah. Obin Jr. has got the pace. He does want to go past his marker. Here is Obin Jr. Sends the cross in. But how did Boama just failed to make most of that opportunity? It's Heart of Lions still in control. Not the best of deliveries from Ismail Ado. Hussein gets it away. There's a foul on Enim by Mawuli Wayo.
That was a hard tackle there by the Heart of Oak substitute. Came in with some, high energy there, but very fortunate he's not in the books of the referee, Mawuli Wayo. And you're wondering, with all these acquisitions of attackers, if his role will be redefined for him again. Last season he got him quite a number of goals, both in the FA Cup and then also the league.
Atta. Ball seemed to have crossed the line and is Hearts of Oak gaining the advantage from the goal kick.
And Atta failing to control that one before it crossed the line. And Hearts of Oak now are trying to manage the game. All they are doing now is to, put men behind the ball. Hardly do you see them committing men forward like they did in the first 10 minutes of the second half. They are playing very, very narrow now. Most of their defenders just defending deeper.
Obin Jr. Ismail Ado. Here is Obin Jr. Creates the space for himself, But that's some good defending from Osei Sibe. Hamza Isa brought down by Ishmael Ado. Free kick, Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, Obin Jr., the brightest star for Heart of Lions this evening. Hamza Isa with a very, very smart way to win that foul. And Heart of Oak will be counting on this chap. You know, when the season starts. 2 seasons ago, he scored a chunk of their goals. He was their top scorer last season. Despite playing, you know, limited number of games, he gave them, you know, a fair number of goals as well. Tonight, we've seen his quality, what he can do with the ball, and how over-reliant Heart of Oak has been on him. And hopefully, as the season progresses, he'll be adding more.
Jason Nate under pressure. He gives it to the Phobians. And Mauliwayo, the fans thought he should have moved forward with the ball instead of twisting and turning in that midfield. Esibe back to Asari. Osei Sibe is doing well.
Yeah, it's been okay this evening. And it's a partnership. He's the leader at the back, regardless. Ali Mohammed joining. And then also you have Babadamu. But then Hussein, he went under a heavy challenge. It's good to see him up now without any medical attention. You talk about that defensive, you know, unit of Accra Hearts of Oak, the centre backs. Be quite, you know, some task, and then also burden, weight on their shoulders, together with Benjamin Asari.
Another substitution for Hearts of Lions. Two substitutions for Lions. Jojo say one of those new inclusions. Jojo say took the place of Yao Danso at right back. Isibontin with a run into the box, tries to cut it back, and would they get a third goal? Mauliwayo should have made it 2 for the Phobians.
Yeah, his reaction tells it all. You know, very, very close to getting Heart of Oak their third of the day. By great run, you know, from the left-hand side. The, you know, Kesubontin just sprinting about 40, 50 meters before cutting that one back into the box. The deflection, and then that header wouldn't go in.
There's a foul against Enoke Subontin after that aerial battle with George Osei, who just came in.
You can only imagine what Didi Dramani would do with these ball-playing defenders now. And I think already we've seen glimpses of what his system is all about. You know, try build up from the back, at least create overloads in midfield, have attackers with so much speed who can exploit spaces being left behind.
Ishmael Ado. Ateje, not too sure whether he wanted to go for goal or pick out a teammate, but he ended up as a very poor delivery.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Ableto's flag was up for offside already against Ateje.
I think that was the right call. Ateje, again, not a, you know, a quality ball.
Ni Ayibonte, the Gbese Mantse in the white cap and the white shirt, In the middle is former GFA chairman, Dr. Nyao Tamaklo, who is also a board member of the Phobians. Right in front of them is Malcolm Fajinu, the president of the Ghana Table Tennis Association and a staunch Phobian.
Yeah, some huge figures there watching on. But this chap, Benjamin Asari, what a season he had with the Phobians last season. 2 seasons ago, they were battling relegation. He came in and all of a sudden, Hearts of Oak stopped giving away cheap goals. It tells you the quality and the stability he brought into that defense for Accra Hearts of Oak, and subsequently earning a place in the Black Stars. And most Ghanaians believe that he is our safest pair of hands going into the World Cup. That's hopefully if we are able to qualify. But then he always leads, this team with so much quality.
Obin Jr. Offside. Hussein goes past Boama. Here is Hussein Mohammed. Cross comes in and Jason Nate grabs it, and if the referee sees what I just saw, Jason Nate must get a yellow card. I saw him actually hitting Hamza Issa in the face. Not too sure whether the fourth referee saw this, but the replay might just give us an indication of what happened. Just look at the scenario here.
That's quite naughty there, but that's Hamza trying to, Oh,
that's it.
That's
Hamza was obstructing him,
yeah,
and he reacted very negatively.
Even without that, I think the whistle would have gone for a free kick to Heart of Lions, but that was needless and very, very dirty from Nati.
Kajopin Jr. with a cross in the box. Here is Enim, swings in the cross. Esibe heads it away. Obin Jr. He's trying to score against his former club for the second time in this competition, but his efforts have all not gone on as planned.
Yeah, and that ball ricocheting off the back of Hussein, falling kindly into Kwadwo Obin Jr. And with the quality he's shown today, it would be unfair if he doesn't get on the score sheet for Heart of Lions. He's been their best player, and with so much experience, they know that they will count on him when the season starts. Last season, in the last edition, he scored against Hearts, but then this time, his luck, or maybe you'd say he's run out of luck.
Beifi, that's the effort from the Azabok number 8, who stepped in the second half, trying to impress his new coach.
Didi Dramani doesn't seem, to be in a haste to change anything. The setup has been the same from the blast of the whistle. Personnel has changed, but Hearts of Oak just managing the game with a 2-goal cushion. And in games like this, one of the things you would want to test is, the sharpness of your attack. They've been sharp, but then there's, so much room for improvement, especially with decision making.
Hennessy George Osei to Ruben Hennessy. Here's Osei, sends in a cross. Hearts of Lions trying to get on the score sheet before the Phobians change gears.
Yeah, but that's what they should have been doing from the first half. Sending quality crosses. We've seen a couple of times there's been crosses put into the box. No one to connect.
Lions. Gbese number 29, Sidon Asante out. Gbese number 24, Owusu Anthony.
So Sidon Asante goes up for Anthony Owusu. And Opon Frane in that midfield. You can pat him at the back that he's excelled in that role this evening. Afrani. And Afrani exits.
He did a decent job. Opon Frane. Seasons ago, he was the centre-back partner of Kelvin Esibe. And in this game, you could see that new roles has been assigned to him by Masoud Didi Dramani. He was decent, at least with cover from Rafael Amponsa and co.
It's Kwesi Asma who takes the place of Afrani. Here is Asma. Now, Mauliwayo, can he get a third? Nobody's meeting that one for the Phobians. Esubontin's cross, headed away by Enim. Hussein goes down, just on the edge of the box, no penalty. Good play from Ateje. Kajobin Jr. Free kick for Hearts of Lions.
And that was a good chance for Hearts of Oak to get their third. Great whip into the box. But they're a bit too strong from Mauli Wayu. Another quality player in Asma joining the ranks for them.
Hearts have a free kick to defend, and Aban would want to hurriedly take it, but he will allow Enim to take over that responsibility. Bismarck Enim's ball out by Asari. Hamza, needless, purposeless. It doesn't add anything positive to the play of the Phobians. That ball out by Hamza.
At all, a player of his ilk.
Enim's cross, and Adamu will allow it to go past him and finally get it away into Hearts of Lions territory. Returned by Hennessy. Here is Aban. He's playing up high on the field in the second half. The Hearts of Lions captain.
Yeah, they're pushing more men forward. Bashir Hayford believes they need to take more risk now. The time and the clock is just winding down, and they have very little time to make an impact. Maybe try and get, one goal and hope for the second. But then Hearts of Oak are still making it difficult. And you'd realize that there's been changes for Hearts of Oak in every department, barring the defensive department. Tells you that the coach wants some stability and consistency in defense. So Muhammad Ali, Baba Damu, and then also Kevin Osesibe, as well as their goalkeeper, still keeping their places. And that's where you start with. If you really want consistency in your team, it starts from the defense.
Ali Mohammed's ball in. George Osei shepherds the ball out for a throw into Lions. Here is Enim. Ado. Trying to pick out Ataije, but Osei Sibe steps up really well for the Phobians. Ends up conceding the throw in Osei Sibe. Asari can afford some antics at this point.
Obviously, you wouldn't fault him at all. His side is 2 up. And that's the confidence you'd expect from a Black Stars goalkeeper who is aiming to make it to the World Cup.
George Osei's cross, again, is straight to Benjamin Asari.
And he's really come out on top. He's not really faced a lot of shot, but then it looks like there's a play on the turf.
Hearts of Oak have a player down.
Like
Baba Adamu seemed to be that player down, the former Golden Kick centre back. Yeah, he is the one.
maybe cramps there, maybe put a muzzle. But that's a level, that's a Premier League level he's now experiencing. He was good in the MTN final against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, but this is the level he would be playing at week in, week out, Premier League level. And he's a good defender. He's a very, very good defender. Comfortable on the ball.
Sorry. Aban. Osei. Here is Enim. Caught napping on that occasion and he's giving it away. Obin Jr., can he get his goal? And Obin Jr., somewhere, somehow, has flopped the golden opportunity. It was handed to him on a silver platter. He pounced on it, went past Asari, but when it mattered most, Obin Jr.
He was caught in two worlds there. He was just caught in two worlds. He wouldn't have the ball served to you on the platter. Better than this.
Ishmael Ado's cross in. Adamu heads it away. Here is Hennessy. And Hussein concedes a corner.
It seems the last touch came off Hussein. Was appealing for a goal kick though.
Again, it's Ishmael Ado's delivery that goes outside for a goal kick.
Yeah, and Heart of Lions would just look up into the skies and think football goals wouldn't even smile at them. It was a clearest chance fell to this man, and with all the hard work he's put in this evening, with all the energy he's played with, that would have been the easiest chance to bury Kojo Obin Jr. for fluffing it. And so much positives to pick from this game.
87 minutes and the Phobians are pushing for a third, but George Osei is there on that rescue mission for Heart of Lions. Adamu does what to recover from that earlier slumber. Rocky Jamina with a long ball looking for Maoli Wayo, but assistant referee Theophilus Akugri has raised his flag for offside against Maoli Wayo.
That was a good hit there, tight, on our ball. No 2 inches, 3 inches offside there.
Can they get a third goal? Gbese Mantse denies Mawuliwayo for Hazebuk's third goal of the evening.
And then they should be wrapping up. At least Hazebuk should be 3 up or more. Mawuliwayo again not able to find the back of the net.
That was some quick reaction from the Hearts of Lions goalkeeper to deny Wayo, who was one of Hazebuk's best performers last season. Can they pull one back now? Osei Sibe, right place, right time. Calm defending. Here's Kwesi Asma, and that's a heavy push on Asma. It's a foul.
Yeah, that was a heavy push. Alabami just hoping. Yeah, Alabami, Sharif with that push. And Hazebuk now would only have to manage the game, see it through the finish line.
We're almost into 90 minutes. Hazebuk on their way to winning the second Gbese Mantse Homowo Charity Cup. Here is Hussein with some dazzling move on the left-hand side. And the only thing you can do is to foul him and stop him.
Obviously, so much quicker than his opponent there, Hussein. And that's why he was kept on the bench. He has, this explosive move, but just look at that. So much trickery from the diminutive midfielder.
Osei been made to work extra hard to stop the very skillful Hussein.
They've worked so hard out of Lions. They've put in so much energy and effort. But then they've been also wasteful in the final third. And you can still see Barry Hayford jotting down some notes. Perhaps their weaknesses, the lessons they'll be learning and going back to Kpandu. Perhaps they might stay in Accra till, the Gakato 4 commences, but then there's still quite a lot to be done.
The opening goal for the Phobians, well executed, and then you just have to give credit to Ali, and that pass from Paku seemed to done the trick. Hamza, relentless on his move to hand the Phobians their second, and ultimately the Homowo Charity Peace Cup under the auspice of the Gbese Mantse.
And questions being asked as will Hazebuk deliver week in, week out when the time comes?
Benjamin Asari displaying some confidence on that ball.
You could talk about the fact that, yeah, he's a good shot stopper, but then, he's a ball playing goalkeeper as well. Very good with the ball at his feet.
Adamu, the type of clearances you call anywhere will do.
Yeah, more like no nonsense.
Yeah. Osei's delivery or Benjamin's header, and Asari doesn't struggle to deal with this.
Yeah, but this chap has had about half of Heart of Lions, shots on target this evening. Hazebuk has been impeccable in defense. The 3-back system.
Esubontin on the left-hand side tracks it back to Rocky Jamana, the former Asante Kotoko midfielder. Here is Kwesi Asma. Tries to locate Mawuliwayo. It's a lovely ball to Wayo. Brilliant control. Here is Beifi, Esibe, Asari, Asma, Esibe, and Hamza will make the run. Gbese Mantse is out. Confident goalkeeping by the Hearts of Lions shot stopper. Obin Jr. That was reckless on Esibe from Obin Jr.
He should be booked for that. He should be booked, but that was that incident earlier on. And again, just barging into, the back of Osei Esibe in mid-air. It's good he's fine. Such a robust, tough guy. Osei Esibe, he's still feeling the pain though, but
Coach Didi Dramani, in a couple of seconds, will be winning his first silverware for the Phobians since joining. But for the former Black Queens and Asante Kotoko coach Bashir Effort, he might just wait for another Gbese Mantse Homowo peace charity game to get his revenge over the Phobians. We're into final minutes of the stoppage time. Here is Osei Esibe, goes to Asare, who plucks it before Obin Jr. could cause any havoc. Kwesi Asma wins the foul at the expense of Ishmael Ado.
just knows how to shield the ball. Kwesi Asma, that's one of his numerous attributes as a midfielder. Very explosive as well, has eye for a good pass, and it looks like this might just be his season, looking at how these players are faring under Masoud Didi Dramani. He's told Hearts of Oak fans to be patient, but then already with these signs, that looks so promising.
That's the final whistle from referee Julian Nuno. Hearts of Oak have been made champions of the Gbese Mantse Homowo Peace Charity Cup 2025. 2 first half goals from the new boy Frank Duku, and Hamza Isa has given Coach Didi Dramani his first silverware as Hearts of Oak coach, and Benjamin Asare gets the needed confidence going into the top 4 and the Ghana Premier League. It's full time at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's lovely to see these two coaches having a tete-a-tete even before the official presentation ceremony.
Yeah.
It's over here at the Accra Sports Stadium. The Gbese Mantse Homowo Charity Peace Cup has ended. Hearts of Oak 2, Bando Hearts of Lions 0.
Everybody knows Acrobato, and if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful airport?
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through till 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the Ifo Sutherland Children's Park. For enquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM, and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
I'm here with the sassy, saucy Akle.
Who cook Angwamu. So all this was for Angwamu?
Yes. When I was 17, I ran away from home and went to Lagos. And
What?
for like 2 years, my father didn't hear from me.
You did what?
I haven't heard anybody talk about frying plantain and salting it in this way before. Like you cut it and you let it marinate. I love it.
You let it sit for a while.
Wine and go down, wine and go down.
Me body good, me body good, me body good, me body good. That's how me king man say. Me body good, me body good, me body good, me body good. That's how me king man say.
Let me ring that bell, and me and you get started. So let me tell.
Ashie, tataleo, baby, totally. No more by ye, totally. A baby, totally. No more by ye, totally.
Do you see Tatale here?
What's Cooking is brought to you by Tasty Tom and Lily Rice.
Gaka top 4, so it's really going to give the players a lot of confidence going into the Gaka top 4. Yeah.
All right, that's impressive. But I mean, you look at the opposition team in Heart of Lions, and what sort of season do you envisage for them? You know, coming into the league. Or first off, you feel the Gaka Top 4 sells a good platform for them to keep on fine tuning their team, or they should be winning a certain trophy to help shape their season proper.
I felt the Gaka top 4 is going to do a lot for them, for Heart of Lions. I'm sure this game especially will even give Bashir Ford an idea about how the season will go by for Heart of Lions. If he has to add some few players to add up to the players that are already there, I'm sure they will be assessing that. So the Gaka top 4 will be a very good platform for them, because for the Gaka top 4, they are going to play 3 games. And the 3 games will add up to this Homowo Cup. So, 4 games that will be played before the season will start for Heart of Lions. So at least they'll get to know, okay, this position is where I think we have to really check to do well. This is a position that we have to also check if we have to add up more or do our best over this. So I'm sure the Gaka Top 4 is one big tournament that's really going to help a lot of all the 4 clubs playing. It's going to help them a lot to know which players they have to bring in and which places that they have to check to just improve.
The newbies that were introduced in the game, of course, this preseason, and it's important to give new players the chance. Did you see the players wanting to paint a picture to the coach that, look, you brought newbies, and for Kotoko as well, they got about 13 new players in their setup in this campaign. So did they play to the coach's command? Did you see glimpses of that?
Yes, they did that. Especially the chap who was from Accra Lions, who gave the access to Hamza Issa. He did so well in this game. I'm sure he will be saying, he said, okay, I've had one brilliant game. This is a brilliant game I've had for Accra. So he just signed for the club this weekend. He playing so well against Heart of Lions in this Homowo Cup is a big one for him. And some of the players also did well for Heart of Lions. They brought in the likes of George Osei, who came in. That was also his first game for Heart of Lions. He didn't really impress that much, but you can't blame him that much because he came in the game very late. It was left with about 10 minutes to the end of the game, so it didn't have a lot of input in that game. But for Hearts of Oak, most of the players that came in, the new players that came in for Hearts of Oak, they did their best and they played so well for the club, which I'm sure most of the players know, okay, going into the season, we just need to put in our best. And I'm sure it's like there will be a lot of competition between the old and the new players that they have to do their best, because if you don't do your best, for Masudi Dramani, it's not going to give you the time to now come to exploit yourself. But you have to do your best to do so well when they give you the chance, and that's what the new players for House of Folk did.
That's interesting. I can pick away 1 or 2 calls from the Phobians to know if their season is already set before we finally take leave of listeners. So on TV, we're still live. We'll be checking out of the studio shortly, but I want to know from you. Call in now on 0539 986 996 and 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996 and 0539 986 996. Let me hear from the Phobian fast. Is this that campaign? the season to make sure you win more trophies. Trophy number 1 already in the basket. Is House of Folk going to win the Gaka Top 4 as well and get into a season of winning more laurels? So 0549986996. You can call now and share your thoughts on what you saw on screen on Channel 1 TV. And of course, especially with the Homowo Charity Cup. The Gbese Mantse Cup, you can call it as well. Heart of Folk winning it. 0549986996. Joining now, let us hear from you. Let's hear your thoughts on the game. Hello, good evening, and where are you calling us from?
Yes, my name is David, calling from Tichimai.
All right, Dave, let us know. Are you a Phobia fan?
Yeah, I just want to say hi to all Phobians, and I'm really happy that we have won our first trophy. Never say die until the bones are fully rotten.
With what you saw on TV, do you think that they will be winning the Gaka Top 4 as well?
We are hoping that, and I'm just hoping that we should get more quality into the team so that we can win all the trophies this season.
All right, thank you very much for your thought as well. Let's get on to more calls now here on 97.3 City FM 1. And of course, you're watching live on Channel 1 TV as well. 0539-986-996 and 0549-986-996. Hello, good evening. And where are you talking to us from?
Hello.
Yes, your name and where are you talking to us from? That's great. How did you see the game? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right, so he shared his thoughts, saying that Heart of Folk performed very well, and he's loved the performance so far. 0549-986-996 and 0539-986-996. Hello, good evening. Where are you talking to us from?
Hello, good evening. From Accra.
From where? Can you speak up a little?
Accra.
That's fantastic. It paints a picture that you are a Heart of Folk fan, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it is.
Now, you Coach Didi Dramani, you feel he's getting the phobia shape back?
Yes, he tried today by bringing up the new players, and they did well. So I will urge him to continue to do that. And then also the goalkeeper also did well. By you can see from his confidence level. And then in fact, I'm more excited. I'm more excited from the game I saw. Both teams did well. We see Heart of Lion, they didn't come to play to joke. They did well.
That's great.
They did well.
That's great.
I'm more excited with the game I saw today.
That's great.
But,
that's fantastic. That's
good luck to the organizers of the game, and then as you as well.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you too very much. All right, he also, I'll pick a last caller. Then we'll close the chapter on the show. Then we'll go for news on TV, on Channel 1 TV. So we'll go for Channel 1 news. And let's get onto the line and pick the last caller. Hello, good evening. Where are you talking to us from and your name?
My name is Kemonye calling from Yeji.
Oh, that's great, from Yeji. Good to hear from, you guys.
I like to think actually so that my
that's
mother
fine.
in her yeah.
That's fine.
As of my idea, but say build from Gaka because ball no possession to the BIS to jina ball no sunche. Into also move to read to me Gaka top na illegal no see at me. As of is a big team, but say no more be no ma supporters no you going to so until improve performance and but check.
Thank you very much. So he's saying that Hearts performed well. They should add up. They should beef the team up to ensure they get more wins. I'll pick the last caller and then we go out of the studio. Hello, good evening. Where are you talking to us from?
Yeah, hello. This is Abin from Wa.
Abi, make it brief for us and let's go.
Yeah, thank you very much. Before I talk of House of Folk match, I will plead with City FM to try and bring the commentary back. If not, in fact, the Premier League is boring. At least whatever you do and bring the commentary back. If not, the way you sit and talk and you are watching the match and it's like you are cheating us. I'm watching you. It's like you are cheating us.
Happy, thank you.